from our BBEC, which we work together in this concept, and it's a very challenging one because the ambition was to cover all the Eastern European countries, which is 11 countries, as you see in a minute, starting from Estonia, ending on Slovenia and Croatia, which is probably was the assumption. So all the Eastern post-communist countries, they have the same education system, which I can assure you is not true. Every country has a different system, different solutions, different businesses, even different biopotential. So that's why it wasn't so easy to say, okay, we'll do something which will be fitting everybody. And also, when we make an inventory, what is the capital to start with, also was dramatically different. There was 4 partners working together in this. From Poland, Prosivis, which I represent, an Institute of Education Research, which is a state-owned institute and directly advising the Minister of Education, which is good for us because through them we have a direct contact to the Ministry, Polish Minister of Science and Minister of Education, and kind of received permanent feedback how the administration is reacting to such ideas, which was good one. And we have a partner which represents George from Czech Republic and also university from Bulgaria. And here is a situation, what is the status of the national bioeconomy strategies, and most of these Eastern European countries, okay, they have something mentioned in other strategies, but it's difficult to find a country which may say, okay, bioeconomy is something which we are really aiming on. So far, at least. That's why it's, despite the fact of some countries, including Poland, we have a quite unique bioeconomy potential in a sense of biomass, in agriculture, in forestry, and so on. But for the time being, bioeconomy is not still a subject which may politicians pay attention to much. Depends if it is state or regional level. Stakeholders' needs, which has been identified during the various workshops and meetings. Okay, on the top you see this raise awareness. Because it happened to us a few times, not only in Poland. So we visited companies, for example, precisely working with the bioeconomy subject. And we discussed with them, okay, you are the bioeconomy company. And they say, no, forget it. We are not the bioeconomy. We are agriculture, we are something else, but not the bioeconomy. So understanding of the bioeconomy is still something which is sometimes, some people get scary being bioeconomy. So that's why we have to really pay some attention to that. And I understand in Eastern European region, to start this biobank being developed in the future, we need still a lot of communication dissemination before we will start any implementation, exploitation, and for example, replication. So these first 2 levels are still to be considered as a very important one. Support cooperation, use already existing solution, promote mobility, flexible education, which is more and more growing, modern educational tools, and obviously permanent consulting advisor and something like this, which was identified. Vision, still on the top, as you see, is raising awareness about the bioeconomy, develop education offer. eBay is very good at it. They are doing a lot of educational schemes. And we use their capacity because they are responsible in Poland for establishing such an educational framework for every profession, and including bioprofessions. So that's why we cooperate with them, at least in Poland. Educational offers support to government and decision makers in developing and implementation of the policy. We are lucky enough, so simply 3 months ago, we started a project supported by the Norway funds dedicated to this government and decision makers awareness raising. So luckily we have this subject a little bit covered now, and we are testing to what extent we can build on it, enhance the possibility for private investment, and cooperate with biobank network, which we see as a vision for the future. Value proposition, okay, something, in our understanding, value proposition is something what we should offer to our potential partners, yes, to attract them to be in our group. It's access to the network, opportunities to cooperate and create partnership. We, as ProCivis, already have such a partnership, and together with our partners from Poland, now we sign it, not as a result maybe of biobank, but as a part of our activity, we sign a cooperation agreement with few Polish universities and all various organizations to establish a national bioeconomy hub, which will start meeting we have next month. And by the way, next to this meeting, we will have also the roll-up workshop dedicated to biobank. So it was a question discussed yesterday, when we will have a roll-up workshop, it will be on the 5th of October, together with such a meeting with our partners on the occasion of establishing of the starting kind of initiative group of Polish Bioeconomy Hub. Connected industry actors with academia and science, which is still very weak, at least in Poland. Platform for meeting and events, cooperation with other biobank, and support and participate in various regional developments. And again, if we say target groups, we have to, at least in Poland, and I believe it is a problem, I don't know how it is in Western European countries pretty much, but as you see, we still have this public administration and policy-making people. We have to work with them so they really understand what to do, how to insert the bioeconomy issues in the policies, strategies, and in various programs. It's still a significant problem which we have. So, for example, now we have an education program for local authorities, not only for administration, but also for the various boards, which are managing the municipality, to raise awareness what is the bioeconomy and how they can build on the bioeconomy. But in the same time, which is one of our main goals, is to show them what are the limitations because of the bioeconomy development. So don't just invest only and say we can exploit everything what is in the bioeconomy, but where is the borderline which we shouldn't cross, because we will be in danger to overexploit our environment. So it is that's why we have this as a very important research institutes. I should say, at least in Poland, in this area, it's for us the easiest part. Every university, every institute which is dealing with this subject are very happy to be involved. So we have, for example, Young, which is known from BioEast, yeah. We have also life sciences universities. We have few polytechnics, which we get in touch, and everybody says, okay, if you organize something like that, we'll be happy to be part of it. As you know, usually it's much bigger cluster with the businesses. In Poland, why we have problem with businesses, mostly with large businesses. I don't know how it is specific to Poland or to other Eastern European countries, because most of the large businesses are not Polish capital. It has been invested during last 30 years by foreign investors. And whatever we may say, they don't want to cooperate with Polish science. They have own research units in the mother countries, and whenever we visit them, they say, sorry, we have our own researchers, we have our own laboratories, or we have partners, scientific partners in our own countries, and not necessarily some education, some meetings, some consults, but nothing really serious. This is at least in Poland, this is a serious problem because of the large company being not a Polish origin. Planet key activities supporting the exchange of knowledge between stakeholders, sharing information about values, education, and so on, providing educational materials and expertise to raise awareness, again, supporting cooperation between science industry, management, and cooperation between biobanks, which we see as one of the most important, because being in the chain of biobanks, European chain, we can really present it as some which is very valuable asset. Key resources, okay, knowledge and expertise, I think in Poland is available, at least in the scientific level, and the various consulting companies which are doing, various NGOs which are active in this area, and there's few clusters active in the biosectors, bigger or smaller, but we have quite well. There's network of already existing educational institutions, platforms, initiative, and cooperation, which established during the other projects. For example, we as a ProCivis are also part of the Baltic Sea region network in the bioeconomy. So, okay, we have some already assets with Nordic countries, with Estonians, with Denmark, Germany, even and so on. So there's some already existing solutions. Experienced and high qualified staff, existing RDI infrastructure, external funding opportunities. Poland is in pretty good position because on one side, Polish institutes and Polish university may apply for the European funds, which is not so good. And mainly why? Because we have a lot of available funds in Poland, also European ones. So that they prefer very often to apply to the Polish national centers for funds instead of being consortium members in the European funds. It's growing slowly, but not so yet. Project management skills and consulting support we have. This is more or less the management structure. One of the most difficult issues to be solved, to be discussed how we should do it, because it's a tendency, so each country, and what our friend from Finland was saying, even small regions, they want to have their own biobank. So that's why we say, okay, it should be something which will cover all Eastern European countries. As a network, yes, but I believe it will finally go to be more oriented, not only nationwide, but even region-wide, because of the specificity of the regions of each country. So we may, to start with, as a biobank for Eastern Europe, start to coordinate on the very beginning, but lately I will believe it will be a part of the European network, not necessarily directly dependent on what we do as only in Eastern Europe. Budget is very high because it covers 10 countries, and it's 5-year budget. So if you divide it by 11 countries and divide by 5 years, it appears it is not much. So, but okay, it's something to start with. At least what is good, what is problem in Eastern European countries too, people still declare, so we need a basic physical investment. Even if we have facilities, they say, yeah, we need money for investment to build new buildings or to remodel our offices and so on. In my opinion, this is not necessary so, but as long as they declare it is such a need, it's difficulty to say, okay, we'll not let you do it. And that's why sometimes this investment cost is something which makes the cost of such a biobanks. Operational cost, as usual, what you have presented in many other presentations. Income, that's what was also mentioned, is still not enough awareness to be paid by the members, including the businesses. So they are not so anxious to say, okay, we will pay for it. It's what I may say from my experience, because I am involved in various European funds for the last 30 years. Because in 1991, 1992, I was director of the Polish fund responsible for pre-accession fund. So since that, I'm following how the funds are coming to Poland and Eastern European countries. And okay, it's quite a good resources from European level, Polish level, regional level, and country level. And as far as I mentioned before, Poland is still receiving quite a significant chunk of grants because of being underdeveloped countries. And that's why this country level is still available as a significant source of potential money. And the last one is risk, good practices and lesson. Cooperation with other bioeconomy initiatives, BioEast, CO2, C2Act, the second project which is going also, and that's a project which we are establishing with the hub with together, and we put our resources and they put resources from these projects and few others. Development in stages. So from a soft partnership, which we have already, such a soft partnership, and we have over 30 companies and partners being organized around us. Focus on country and region with similar profile, openness to international and interregional cooperation, follow the changing situation. Now it is very dynamic in the bioeconomy. And whatever we plan now, we have to every what was mentioned here, monitor and upgrade and so on. Value proposition must be based on regional needs and risk, low awareness. Okay, it's still, in my opinion, our opinion, most important thing to be done in the next couple of years. Thank you very much.